What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for the WRL Summer Shootout Series using the 1987 NASCAR's Tyler's League. And we are at North Wilkesboro, which is going to be very challenging for a couple of reasons. First of all, the track temp is 122 because Tyler's insane. Should be a lot of fun, but we're definitely going to need some patience and some tire management tonight. So should be good fun. It's 100 laps, so we're going to just have to see how it goes. Should have plenty of fuel to go to the end, so it's just going to be about pacing ourselves. The other reason it's going to be difficult is because before this practice session, I ran about 10 laps in this warm-up here, and then my Q laps. I've never driven an 87's car on a short track. I had to think about that really hard and try to remember if I'd driven this car somewhere. And the only thing I could think of is I practiced I should say I raced. I've never raced. I practiced for Richmond the first time I bought the car. Like the very first day I bought the car, it was Richmond week and Darlington was coming up, and I wanted to try the Darlington because I love Darlington. You all know that. But I ran like 25 laps of practice at Richmond. That's the only time I've driven this car on a track less than a mile and a half. So yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I don't think our pace is great, but hopefully our tire saving and long run and positioning our car and staying out of trouble will be good. Going to be very easy to spin the rear tires on corner exit, burn the fronts off if you overdrive. It's going to be a long night of conserving tire saving, trying to stay just close and in contention. I'm sure Dalton and JD will both be faster, probably Cameron as well. But I'm just going to have to do my best to stay in contention, stay alive, and see how we can get through this. So, unfortunately, thought we were going to have 7 tonight. Spencer was supposed to be here, but unfortunately, it looks like he has not made it. So, regardless, we are going to take pole. I can't remember if I won the pole for all 4 races. I think I won the pole at Talladega. I know I won the pole last week at Sonoma. I can't remember who won the pole at Auto Club, but regardless, we've won the last 2, so we come in as the points leader, which is great. We have this week at Wilkesboro, which is definitely going to be my biggest challenge for this. And then next week at Atlanta, I'm really looking forward to because you all know I love Atlanta and Darlington. This is old Atlanta, thank goodness. Old Atlanta and Darlington, 2 tracks I love and adore and will race anything at. Unfortunately, the track temp's gone up to 127, so this is going to be very, very quite fun. We'll double check my recording here before we get going. All looks good. So yeah, I did spin out on my first Q lap, which wasn't ideal, but I kind of learned where the limit is because I hadn't made a mistake yet and died. So watched a lot of film from a lot of different people to prep for this, but didn't run any laps because I didn't want to do it wrong. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how it shakes out. So I feel like we're gonna be okay. I don't really know what that means, but yeah, we're just gonna have to play it by ear, see how it works out. And hopefully it's fun. So 6 cars should be good. It would be awesome if it went green again. Again, if you're interested in WRL, get in contact with me, get in contact with Nico, get in contact with Tyler. We'd be happy to have you. That's how Cam got to join us for this. So thanks to Cam for being a part of it. It's been great to have him on the grid the last couple weeks, and hopefully he sticks around for the Xfinity season that's coming up after this. I definitely will not run all the weeks of the Xfinity series. I really just wanted to win this championship for CR2. Since he couldn't make it. He's got a lot of stuff going on personally and with work and other things, so I really wanted to win this one for CR2. But we will not be running every week of Xfinity, don't worry. So all the guys in here that are tired of me running at the front, don't worry. I'll show up for some, but not weekly by any means. It is quite late in the evening. These races start at like 10 o'clock my time, and I try to go to bed 10 to 10:30 if I can on a weeknight. Obviously, Thursday is a weeknight. And yeah, so we're making exceptions for this quick 5-race summer series to try to help Tyler boost the league a little bit, win it for CR2, and have some good fun in this car. So hope you enjoy it. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below if you're new. Getting close to 500. It's going really great. Tomorrow we have Road Trip Adventure, or sorry, tomorrow is Ford versus Chevy, then Road Trip Adventure. So hope you enjoy those as well, and then we'll be back to iRacing content next week. But grab your food, grab your snacks. Let's get to it. That was slick. That was the slickest thing I've ever done in my whole life. I don't know why I thought I could just floor it. That was really dumb, but whatever. We lived. I think we're 3 wide. Okay. Alright, well, immediately put myself behind the 8 ball. Kind of surprised that Dalton got a black flag for that, to be honest with you, because he was on the outside line, but I guess he beat me to the line or whatever, so it's all good. No matters, no worries. We're alive. That was the most important bit, was staying alive, so gonna try to play it nice and chill. Track position is going to be important. Of course, laps later are also going to be very important. I'd love to get up and get some track position back and then go into cruise mode, but again, that's easier said than done for sure. So I also don't want to run too hard here on the short run, knowing that we potentially have a 100-lap green flag run coming up here. So I'd like to not run too hard. I don't want to get too tight. I also don't really want to fight, but you know, I don't want to lose 10 seconds either. I'd love to be in second at least so that we can get a pace and stay there. So we'll see what I can do. I'm running 2 clicks down brake bias. It's like 52.4. No idea if that's good or bad. Hopefully it doesn't just slide the rears too much. Love to just chill, conserve, ride. Yeah, I'd love to lead, but I understand why leading is difficult. So find a nice pace here. Dalton's usually fast in the short run, so if we can stick with him, we're probably doing okay on pace. We'll see how it goes. That was pretty dumb on my part, honestly. I mean, that was just like literally one of the stupidest things I've ever done. I don't know why I did that. I've been racing so much Gen 4 and stuff lately that has wheel spin. I don't know why I didn't expect this car to wheel spin from second gear, but whatever. I mean, I've also been racing a lot of mini stock and street stock stuff lately. Stuff that you haven't necessarily seen, so maybe that's part of it. Obviously, road racing cars very rarely spin the tires just because of the aero and lateral grip they have and stuff, but stock cars do. So not my wisest move, but we survived, thankfully. Everybody missed me. Everybody did a great job avoiding me there. So I'll just go back to cruise mode, see if we can survive, click some laps off. The longer we go, hopefully the better off we'll be. I obviously just took about 3% off the rear tires before we even got to the green flags. So we're going to have to keep that in mind, be patient, pay attention. If we do have a yellow, probably going to come get tires. I don't know why we wouldn't. Just part of how this all goes. Again, you just gotta kind of play the long game, play your cards right. But again, this car is quite fun on long runs on bigger tracks, so I would imagine that here it's going to be equally fun. I just don't know. So Cameron and Tyler still hanging back in 5th and 6th. We can just about see them back in the mirror. They're probably conserving a hell of a lot better than those of us at the front are, so keep an eye out for them later. I really have no idea what to do with my pace. I mean, genuinely, last week I had an idea of what to do with Sonoma. I just didn't know if I could do it until I watched some of Bryce's videos and saw what he was doing. Learned a little bit from where he was at and what I could do to maximize that. But this week I don't have anything. I watched all sorts of videos from a lot of different people that have driven this car here and other short tracks, and CR2 has done some guides and stuff at tracks like this, but I don't have any feel or confidence because I don't have anything to base my knowledge off of. I have no idea if I'm going too hard, too soft, if I have the right bias, if I have the right balance. Again, I really should, if I was smart, asked people like CR2 and Daniel, just because they have so much more experience, not just in the car, but in shorter tracks like this, and gotten their thoughts and input, but that didn't occur to me until we were already basically ready to go. So no matter, it's all good. We are past 1/10 distance, which is great so far. We're doing good. No idea how you're going to pass around this place, so we'll have to figure that out here as we go as well. I wish I had a lower steering ratio. Obviously, the lowest you can get in the 87's is 12-1. I very rarely run 12-1 on short tracks. As a matter of fact, I almost always run 10-1 or 8-1, depending on the car and track, but almost never run 12-1, so I feel like I'm damn near putting my hands upside down to make it through these corners. That with having to go so slow because of the car and how it works and the tire and the way of the car, like, it's exceptionally foreign feeling to me. We seem to be doing okay, though. We're still hanging up in second place. I had to push a little bit there to get by Brian and JD, just to get a little bit of track position to base my pacing off of, but that's okay. That's part of it. Again, same deal as Auto Club here. At some point, we'll have to try to go just to try to get some laps led, but I don't know when that point will be or how hard we can go or what that's going to do to our tires. So regardless, we're doing okay. A little bit of slipping and sliding there, I feel. I'm sure I'm overdoing it massively, and all the 87's regulars are going to laugh at me hysterically. But just learning as much as anything here. I'm trying to stay in touch, stay close, but also learn. It shouldn't be too long here, another season or two, I would think, before we get an updated Wilkesboro, and this will become kind of 87's Wilkesboro compared to 2025 or 2026 Wilkesboro after the repave and all the changes they made to update this place, which is awesome. They've had a couple all-star races now, a couple truck races, I believe. It'd be awesome to see a cup date here because it seemed like the track raced really well. Definitely has to be a day race. Night's probably much too grippy on that new surface, but a day race here would be awesome. I think they've had one all-star race on this old surface and then one on a repave. Same with truck races, so they probably know what they're dealing with. A nice soft tire around here that has big fall off during the daytime here would be awesome. So I'd like to see that. That would be cool with me. But for now, we're coming up on 20% distance, 1/5 of the way. Field really starting to spread now. Cameron and Tyler off the back quite a ways now. Ryan's still hanging on in 4th. JD not too far behind us, about 7-8 car lengths. We're still trying to stay on top of Dalton. Just manage those rear tires. I'm trying to like move around and see where I can generate runs because it's very difficult to know if what you're doing is the right thing until you get to it. Big slide there off the corner for Dalton ahead, so he's having some lateral grip issues on exit. I don't really think you can just pass on the bottom. That's going to be the hardest part. But I also am not sure that the corner is long enough to be able to get to his right rear and stick out there for exit, unless he has a big slide and has an overcorrect or something. I think that's my only chance. So just have to wait and see. See here, I can get to his right rear, but I just can't hold it through the center of the corner. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to look like. He just about got in the fence up there. I'll try again to go to the outside, do a little bit of a diamond. I'm definitely overdriving my entry. We managed to stay to his right rear that time, though. Makes me think that maybe this pass is possible. Left us a hole there. Appreciate you, because I was coming with a run. Couldn't really back out of that one. I was out there, so. Very close side by side. He got big time loose there on the bottom, trying to exit low. Seems like top is a little better in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. But lap number 22, we are going to be able to clear for the lead. Awesome. Wasn't really intending to go. I was really just trying to show you what I was trying to do and see if it would work. And it did work, so we went with that. Back to that kind of 2/3 apex diamond we were taking. Seemed to work okay when we were behind him in traffic. Now that we have a little bit of clean air, not that clean air is the biggest deal, can really pace ourselves, not really in any hurry here. Protect the tires, chill, conserve is the move. I think that our long run pace again is going to be a strength. It's going to be something that we can rely on. Don't hit the grass and kill yourself, dumbass. That would be good. So keep playing the long game. I think that we are in okay shape. Definitely have burned off a little more tire than I would have liked, but we did have to make some passes. And then again, I probably took 3% out of the rear tires immediately by being a dumbass. So that's okay. We're doing good. Everybody's kept it straight, clean and green so far. Top 3 as they were most of the Auto Club race, as well as Talladega, actually, other than Stamby. We pretty much ran the top 3 for most of Talladega as well. So good group of guys to race with. Definitely fun drivers, good drivers, a lot of clean, respectful racing that we see in WRL. So again, if you're looking for that, especially if you are on the West Coast, or you can do a late or an early evening, excuse me, if you are in Asia or Australia or New Zealand or anything like that. WRL, definitely a great series for you. Like I said, they're going to Xfinity cars after next week for their kind of fall season. So again, get in contact with myself, Tyler, Nico, any of us to get in on the action. It's a lot of fun. Again, we've gotten like 15 to 20 car grids for most of the regular season stuff, and it's been quite fun. I've really, really enjoyed it. So it's been wonderful. Again, making the effort to make sure I can try to bring this championship home for CR2. I think he'd be disappointed if I didn't. Daniel as well. So trying my best here. Trying a little bit different line, shallower entry, just to try to use the brakes to turn the car rather than a big diamond. Just trying to roll the bottom and take care of the rear tires, make sure we're straight before we get back to full throttle. Field is quite spread out now, but Tyler has moved his way all the way up to 4th. He's about 5.5 seconds back, so we'll see what kind of tire life he has left and if he's going to make a big charge here later on. Really thankful for all these guys. I mean, JD's been here every week, Dalton as well, Tyler obviously. Nico had to work tonight, but he's been here a lot. Cam's been here the last couple weeks. Been great to have Cam, and then Brian's made most of the weeks as well. So awesome to have people dedicated to this, and excited to be a part of it and join in. I obviously love getting to drive my Southwest Airlines Desert Gold paint scheme on my 87. It's a very special paint scheme to me, very special bit of stories that go on with this car. So awesome to get a race in. Again, I'm learning a lot here. This is a cool track to have this at. It's probably appropriate, obviously being the 87's or whatever version of this track. So I like the track a lot. I first ran late models here not too long after it was released, which must have been, what, 2020, 2021, in that range. Alex McCann, River Hayes, myself, all of our usual late model crew. Carl was a part of that group. I'm trying to think of who else was a part of that group. If I'm forgetting you, I apologize. Coy, others. We pretty much ran the table there for a season or two, other than the Daniel Williamson and Curl paint partnership. Excuse me. We were the best squad, and River talked me into buying this racetrack and giving it a whirl, and finished second here, I think twice, before I finally figured it out enough to get a win. So that was way back years ago, but I've liked the track since then. Driven a lot of stuff here. It's quite fun and pretty much everything. It does abuse tires. There are different lines you can take. You have to be very careful and gentle, as you've seen here already in this race, but very, very good track, very fun track. I assume it's probably a lot less fun in like a super late model, or maybe super late model is okay. The straights are okay, decently long, but like the late model stock probably sucks around here. Eventually the mini stock would probably suck around here once you get some right front tire wear, but it is quite fun on fresh tires. Street stock is fun pretty much everywhere as I do dumb shit again. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else is fun here. I don't know if mods would be fun here. They usually have a lot of corner speed and grip, but seams may or may not be broken. So it's a good track though. Highly recommend if you're interested and you haven't bought it. Give it a try, whether it be, I can't remember if you can do it during test drive or not, or if it's only tracks that you own that you can run and test drive, but it's quite good regardless. So give it a try if you haven't, if you're interested. It's definitely one of the better short tracks as far as raceability. It's not like one of those tracks that you can't do anything and maneuver around and have long run pace depending on the series. Obviously, we're seeing here tonight in these cars, which do come here on the official schedule, as well as like obviously NASCAR stuff that comes here now, but NASCAR stuff is usually a lot more of a wreck fest. But if you can get a green run here, you can see that it is quite good and really works out with comers and goers and tire saving and management and pace management and all those things. So really good track. Really enjoy this place. So we're almost to lap 40. We are past the 1/3 distance mark a couple laps ago while I was rambling on there. Brian's fallen off the pace a little bit. He is back to 6th, about 5 seconds ahead of us. Not sure if he's overheated his tires or had an error or a wall contact or something, but we'll probably catch him here in the next 10 or 15 laps. First lap traffic, we've pulled about 3 seconds now on Dalton. Again, really just trying to conserve. Obviously, we're going to have a nice long run here. Everybody's playing very nice so far, so the bigger gap we have, the more option we have to think about our strategy, conserve tires, etc. So got to think about when we wouldn't bother pitting anymore. Probably once we get past the, well, what's our best lap? 21.3. So we're well over a second to fall off here. So I would think that once we're past about lap 70, we probably can't pit anymore, but even to that point, 70, 75, with so few cars on the track and so few cars on lead lap, if a yellow were to come out, I can't imagine that everybody would stay out. So if you came to pit even from the lead, you're probably going to be in good shape, as long as there's no more death and you don't kill yourself on fresh tires like I almost did immediately, of course. So a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to play for. Definitely feel like I've used a little bit too much right front, which I tend to do a lot. That's why I went with a little more rear brake bias here this week. Usually run that little bit more rear brake bias. I'd prefer the car to be free under entry and all that stuff and burn the right rear than right front. But I generally, because I use so much more brake than most people I know to get my car stopped, I'm not a huge roller. I've always been, all the way back to the SWA days with Adam 10 years ago, always been a huge brake user. He had to really ingrain in my brain and teach me how to let the car roll and use momentum with lack of throttle rather than just using the brakes. So I usually burn my right front off in cars like this where it just wants to do that and you have to keep it away from that. I usually don't do such a good job of that. So another trip through the grass there, up on the inside of Brian into turn number 3. We'll just float off in the corner, hopefully. Make a nice clean pass. Thank you very much, sir. 3.5 seconds now. We see Cam up ahead, about 10 seconds. So just about half a lap or so Cam is ahead, but we're not even at halfway yet, so long way to go. JD still hanging in third, 7 seconds back. Dalton, of course, lost some good points last week by not showing up to Sonoma on the road course. So if he finished second, that would actually probably be okay for my points. Tyler and JD are, I believe, second and third in points. Don't know which order. I don't even remember if JD was there last week, to be honest with you. It was myself, Bryce, Nico, Tyler, Cameron. Myself, Bryce, Nico, Tyler, Cameron, and maybe somebody else. Maybe I'm not thinking of somebody. Was Spencer there for one lap and then had an internet issue or something? So I don't think JD was there either. So I think Tyler is probably second in points. He's still running fourth though, so he's having a good points day. But obviously, getting up here, leading these laps, getting these bonus points. If we can finish in front of him, that would be excellent towards our championship hopes. Again, the 6th place at Talladega really hurt us because we finished towards the back of that field. There were like 8 or 9 cars there, so. But we've recovered very well. I was very pleased with the fuel mileage and how things went at Auto Club. And then obviously last week, my road racing background since I got into road racing on iRacing paid off. Obviously most of these guys are oval guys, to be expected, understandable. And again, this was the one that I had circled as being my biggest struggle outside of Talladega, obviously. And we're doing okay so far. So I'm excited for next week at Atlanta, but of course anything can happen. I can have issues, hardware problems, not be able to make it for some reason, can be involved in an accident, whatever. So always good to pull out all the stops and try to capitalize when you have the opportunity like we have tonight, seemingly, to run on the top 3 positions, because that's always points that you can't necessarily get back if something happens. So try to keep maximizing. Obviously, we got to lead to about lap 72 or 73, I believe, to lock up the most laps led. So we're still quite a ways away from that, quarter of the race away from that. But we're off to a good start. Obviously, we have some track position. We're rolling pretty good. I feel decent about our tire life and tire wear. Dalton's still hanging on there, about 5 seconds back. About 9 seconds to JD. We can see Tyler up ahead of us now, about 9 seconds. So I feel good about where our tires are at, wear-wise and conservation-wise. Just about keeping it all composed together, because again, one easy snap there going over a seam, too much throttle, it will snap on us, and that's the end of that. There's no saving it here. The walls are quite close, especially down the front stretch. So that would be the end of it for sure. As we go by halfway there, that was 50 laps down. 50 to go. We will be past halfway, 49 to go here this time. Very pleased with this so far. Learning a lot.
45 fitting in.
Brian going to come in to get some new tires. He must have definitely burned through his on the short run. He's going to come on in, put some stickers on, just give us a comparison for lap time there. We'll see what he comes out running. We've pretty much stabilized at about a mid 22, 22.5, 22.6, 22.7 in that range. So we'll see what he comes out and runs then. If he goes immediately into mid 21s, we'll know that tires are worth something for sure. So again, pretty difficult to pass, but obviously if you have that kind of advantage on cars that stay out, you should be able to just go where they're not. And if everybody pits, then we haven't lost anything. So until it gets really late, I mean, if we get down to like lap 80, then you got to think about it, because then you're going to be cutting it quite close on time if someone were to stay out. So we'll see. We're doing okay right now, though. 6 seconds is now our gap. Brian coming out of the pits now, a couple seconds behind us. I think he only lost about 2 laps there, so pretty good pit work by him. Again, not sure if he got 2 tires, 4 tires, what he did, but coming up towards Cam, we can just see him up there about a straightaway ahead of us. 4.5 seconds or so. Tyler's starting to close down JD in the battle for 3rd spot. Curious what everybody else's pace is, because again, I've kind of stabilized at mid to high 22, but I'm curious if anybody else is able to match that, or if they're just dealing with more tire wear, or just hanging out, or what they're doing. Brian has not immediately come out and run like 21.3, so that tells me that tires are worth something for sure. I can see him starting to close us down, but it's not like it's, you know, a second a lap or even half a second a lap. So he's making up a good amount of ground, though. I would not be surprised if he is here before too terribly long. He made up about 3/10 there in 1 and 2 that time. So definitely the corner entry and the center grip is better, but you still gotta be so patient on exit there. Yeah, he made up about 5 or 6/10 that lap on us, so he's running down about 22 flat. I overdrove that massively, but thankfully you can just get up in the progressive banking and get turned back down the hill. What did I say we need to get to? 72, 73 or something like that to lead the most laps, so we're getting towards that, about 15 more. Cam right ahead of us here. Be cool if Cam records some of these races. I like watching Cam race. I like racing with Cam. He and I have had some good battles in like Ford GT2 at Road America in the past. Other places, so good driver, really good driver. Nice guy too. Interesting guy, funny guy for sure, but nice guy. Oh, I don't know if he just got a flat tire or what happened there. That was strange. That was very peculiar. Already you can see there, Brian right up behind us. He's closed us down from whatever 3 seconds there. In no time flat to be right about to go by both of us, so. He's flying. JD is falling back into the clutches of Tyler. Right up about 4 seconds ahead of us. They're battling hard for third spot. Brian gonna go right by us here, no contest. Not even gonna be close. Yeah, we just don't have the center turn. Look at that, it's crazy. It's like 3/10 worth. Absolutely wild. No contest. Definitely struggling with front tire wear. Tyler trying to make that pass on JD for third spot. Again, I talked earlier, very difficult to pass on the bottom, but it looks like he's going to make the move into turn 1, just pull a little bit of a mini slide job on him. Wish we were a little bit closer to go watch that. JD going to pull a nice crossover down the backstretch, retake third spot, but Tyler trying to fight back. Good battle, actually. Unfortunately, they're just slowing themselves down fighting like this, and we're making up gobs of time every lap, half a second, but it is good fun, good to watch there out the past the A-pillars, so cool to see good racing going on. Let's drive through the grass again like a dumbass. I can't help it. Too tight is true. Absolute facts. Tyler finally going to get that spot cleared. Go by JD. That's for third.
I want to know what about that was worth a 4A.
Apparently they made contact.
Yeah, I don't know. I think our fenders might have touched it.
That's 2/3 distance, 66 down, 34 to go. Obviously that puts us at 99 if we go 33 to go, so you know what I'm saying. This time is probably a better metric, 66.6, so this time will really be 2/3 distance, but we're in good shape. Obviously we have third and fourth right ahead of us here, and I feel like we are in position to hopefully roll by them within a couple laps time. Almost a crash for Brian. What a great save. I checked up there to make sure he could hang on to it. Great save by Brian. Tyler put up the fence in 1 and 2. Dalton's still hanging on behind us, about 9 seconds, so still got to be diligent and patient here. Got about 5 or 6 more laps till we lock up that most laps led bonus, though, which would be great to put in our pocket. Oh, Brian got extremely tight in the 1. Gonna drive down the hill, go by Tyler finally. feisty racing here. Try this top line. We know it's tough up there. Gonna actually get pretty good bite though. Around the outside of JD and 3 and 4 down the front stretch. Close down on Tyler. Nice and patient here.
None of that is working.
Big old slide there from Tyler.
Play followed.
All right, 9.5 seconds to Dalton. We're not going to be able to make that up in 30 laps for sure, but unless he just falls off the cliff. But I'll sure try. Back to Brian now. Oh, a little bit sideways there. Back to the inside into turn 1. Don't push up too much, please and thank you. Seems like, again, the bottom works a little bit better in 3 and 4, so just roll around down there, complete the pass, and with that we have led the most laps tonight, which is another point, 5 points, don't remember the scoring system, but some amount of points in our pocket, which is great. 27 laps left here. Quite enjoying this. I hope you are as well. I know it's not the most enthralling battle, but it's a battle of patience, a battle of endurance for sure, taking care of your equipment, being smart. Other than the start, that only applies to lap 1 and beyond. Lap 0 does not count for being smart, because otherwise I would fail. But thankfully we did not junk the entire field immediately, so that was good. That was my main concern, was just hold it left and make sure I didn't kill us all or correct up into traffic or jump scare anybody. That would have been bad, so. Nice on the curb there. Nice throttle application, 25 to go, quarter distance left. We're only about not quite 2/3 of a lap ahead, not quite, so going to be exceptionally tough from here to catch Dalton again, unless he just falls off the cliff and starts running mid to high 23s, excuse me. That's the only chance we're going to have to catch him. So, plus I'm sure we're going to have more traffic to deal with. Cam's up there between us and so on, so going to be difficult. I'll sure try, but definitely going to be a tall task that is not going to be required by my driving. It's going to be whether he falls off. So again, hope you're enjoying it. Make sure you drop that like down below if you enjoy it. I really greatly appreciate it. Sub down below if you are new. Again, we're on the push to 500, which is awesome. I couldn't have, in my wildest dreams, have imagined we'd be pushing for 500 subs. So super excited for that. Hopefully we reach that before too terribly long. Super thankful. Tyler has had some kind of issue or fallen off the cliff or had a mistake or something, because he's fallen back now. So something happened to Tyler there. Hopefully he's okay though. To continue on, he might even lose 4th spot here to Cam. I don't know if he had a tire issue or hit the fence really hard or had a half spin or what, but definitely lost a lot of time. So yeah, we're in good shape. Again, if you're interested in joining us, whether it be next week at Atlanta for the finale of this series or for the Xfinity series coming up, that would be awesome. Again, Tyler puts in so much hard work to make this all happen. Nico as well. Very thankful for each of them. I guess while I'm talking about people to thank, thanks to Chad, Gavin, Carl, Steven, everybody else that supports what we do. Will and Nico for putting together SRX. If you're a PCC driver, thanks for coming along for the PCC ride and making that series so great and being a part of that journey for us. A lot of incredible, great things going on right now, so I'm very blessed and very thankful both in and out of the sim, and can never say enough how thankful I am towards everybody that is a part of making this happen. So 19 to go. It's my dad's favorite number. Go by Cam again. He just lets us have the bottom. Curious to see our tire wear too, and then compare it to everybody else's and see what they got and what they're doing. I don't know if anybody else records these besides myself, but I'd love to be able to go back and watch and compare to somebody if someone does. So if I find out that somebody does record this, I will go and link them down below. But nobody, holy shit, I'm having a stroke again. Apologies. Nobody else jumps off the page at me as someone I see regularly posting these kind of videos. So. Trying to catch Tyler. We're just inching up on him. Obviously, we still got a decently long way to go. Not going to catch Dalton again unless he just falls off the cliff like, you know, 4/10 a lap or something, which I guess could happen, but seems unlikely at this stage. Him to just absolutely die, that seems unlikely. We'll see if we can spot any damage on Tyler's car here from whatever happened to him that cost him 3rd spot there. A little bit of rear wheel spin off 4 that time. Definitely got some left front damage. I wonder if he hit the inside wall. Yeah, he's got big time left front and nose damage, it looks like, so may have hit the inside wall getting loose off of 4, which is why I didn't want to do that, obviously. Alright, 14 to go, I believe, yep. 5 seconds back. Again, we're going to need like a 4/10 a lap fall off or more to catch Dalton, but still pleased with our performance. I think we've driven a good race from turn 1 of lap 1 to now. Played our cards right, managed our tires, picked our moment to pounce. We had an opportunity, and it was a really good race. This was kind of the race that I thought Auto Club would become between Dalton and I. He was really good on the short run. We were really good in the long run, and obviously we're doing some nice fuel saving. JD as well was good in that race, and it never really played out because they had to make pit stops. Hopefully next week, again, we can all have a nice good battle at the front, because that Auto Club race was, I think, my favorite of the whole season so far. It was really entertaining. A lot of interesting things went on, a lot of enthralling things, and it was a good battle throughout the field for the long run. So very excited for next week. Wasn't so excited for this week, but it's turned out to be quite a good time, and I'm very thankful again to Tyler for allowing me to be a part of it, and thankful to everybody that's come out and gave it a whirl. So getting down to it here, nitty-gritty laps. Ten to go, 10 fingers from Barney there. Also, obviously here with 2 cars on the lead lap, if we were to get a caution now, we would pit. So even if he stays out, we'll be second on 90 lap fresher tires, or if he follows us in, obviously we'll be able to come out ahead. So hopefully we don't have to deal with that though. Seven more. We can see Dalton up ahead, but we're not going to quite be able to catch him. It's going to be probably about 3.5 seconds here at the finish. He's run a really good race, though. He's did what he needed to do, stayed tough, led some laps early. He's going to get good points out of this, and stay on the lead lap, which has proven to be a big task with the fall off and how slippery everything's been and how much everybody's sliding around, myself included. So been a good race though. Everybody's kept it clean. Everybody's kept their head on. A couple minor mistakes there from Tyler hitting the fence. Brian, I think, either hit the fence or burned his tires off. Maybe Cam as well. Not sure. But been a really good race for all involved. So thanks to everybody for putting into good practice, being ready for this, and keeping it clean. 5 fingers this time from Barney. 5 laps to go. Should take about 2 minutes. Pace is still okay. Just about dipping in that 23-second range. So we fell off to like a 22.4 relatively quickly, and then the last like 60 or 70 laps, we've only lost another 4 to 5 tenths. So pretty typical 87's, just a little bit more exaggerated as far as the feel on a short track is what you'd expect on a bigger oval. So good to know. Again, put that in the memory bank for future reference if needed. I think the brake bias was the right call. Definitely, if I was more comfortable, could have gone a little more rearwards to try to help save the right front, but it's worked out. I guess it's been good enough. Just about 2.5 seconds. We're going to come up again, about 2 seconds short. It seems like we've caught him a little more the last couple laps than I anticipated, but we're going to come up about 2 seconds short of lapping everybody, which is irrelevant. Not worried about it. I don't think we get a special 100 bonus points from Tyler or anything if that were to happen, but 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks here from North Wilkesboro 87 in our 87. This gorgeous desert gold paint scheme that I know Nico will appreciate, and probably some of you other people that are old like I am. Miss these days. Desert gold was just the best airplane livery. A lot of fond memories of Southwest. So one more time off of turn 4. White flag is in the air. Credit One Bank, sponsor me please, so I can, I don't know, buy a late model and drive here. I don't know what to say today. Final time though, we'll get underneath that 2 second mark to Dalton. Down the backstretch. Great race everyone, good fun. Into 3.
Kicking 101.
I'm glad I didn't murder everybody like on the start. That would have been really embarrassing.
Almost.
All right, great job everyone keeping it clean. Oh, they're wrecking on the backstretch. Cameron and Brian have crashed on the final lap.
Starting to think when he said he was going to go watch a video to figure it out before the race, he just installed some grip packs.
I didn't have Bryce to cheat off this week, so I had to go find other people to watch.
Take your bullshit that you never run this again.
I forgot I'd run, right when I first bought the car 3 seasons ago or whatever, I ran like 25 laps at Richmond, but that was it.
Nah, good win. Good race.
Good fun. We'll do a Polish victory
Hey,
lap.
we all didn't die. I think we all did okay. Car's hard enough to keep under you as it is on its own.
Check tires here after our Polish victory lap. We'll make it a quick one. Don't want to keep everybody waiting that's curious about tires.
Yeah, no, me too. I was like talking about it, and I'm like,
All right. That's good enough. We'll check our tires. 60-72. So 60-72. Tyler was 49-74. So I used more right rear. I guess that's probably a good thing though. Cam was 37-76. So they were all using a lot more right front. Makes me wonder if I actually was backing up my entry a really decent amount. Track temp went up to 131 from 127. JD was 50-70, so he actually did a pretty good job hanging on to his right front there. That's not too bad. So yeah, that was good fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit. We'll go check out the results real quick. We won't have official points or anything yet. It takes Tyler a little bit to calculate that because he uses Dan Lisa or whatever it's called. But we lead 79 laps. The other 20, well, I guess JD led one in there somewhere. I must have missed it. Oh, you know what it was? It was probably the first lap that Dalton had a black flag that had to get cleared. So anyways, JD leads 1 lap technically, whatever. Dalton leads 20. We lead 79. Put a couple laps on most of the field there. Unfortunately, Cameron and Brian had that last lap wreck. Didn't impact any positions, though. Cam was going up to lap Brian, I believe, and they came together, but finished out, I believe. So whatever. Tyler ends up fourth. JD, a great point stay in third. Dalton put together a great race, finishes second. And we'll take our third win in a row, so that should be a good points position heading into next week at Atlanta for the finale. I have no idea how long the Atlanta race is supposed to be. Let's go look. Let's see. Race length, 90 laps, the same as official, so we kind of know what that feels like. That's a track, obviously, I have a lot more experience at compared to this place, so we'll see how it shakes out, what we can do, and how it feels. So appreciate you all so very much. Make sure you drop that like again, sub down below. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. It's been awesome lately. We've had great response, great content. I'm really feeling like I'm racing pretty well, and I'm having a ton of fun, as much fun or more fun than ever. So appreciate you all. I hope you all again have a great rest of your Friday. A great weekend, a safe weekend. Happy birthday to my mom this weekend as well, so shout out Elaine. And yeah, make sure you check out Ford versus Chevy on Saturday and Road Trip on Sunday, and then we'll be back to good iRacing content again next week. So that's going to be it for me. Till next time, as always, bye.